John, how are your preparations going for the visit of the Leigh Centurions on Sunday?
Yeah, they're going well. I mean, you know, on Tuesday we had a real meaningful session for both first team and reserves. I think we saw the benefit for the reserves last night. They were really good last night. Very pleased with that. And obviously tonight it's very Leigh specific what we're practicing. And we'll look at the video, then go out there and practice what we feel we need to practice with Leigh in mind. Then obviously it's team run come Saturday, so things have gone well up to now, but we're just halfway through the week, so we're still the main part of the week to put to bed.
Some people have built it up as the master against the apprentice, a bit of a subplot with Greg McNally returning.
Yeah, well, I mean, Greg's a good lad. I mean, you know, Greg left this club with our best wishes through personal circumstance, and you know, I wish him, his wife and his family all the best, and I wish his professional career all the best, if you take Sunday away from it. So yeah, so you know, I mean, Greg's a good lad. I like Greg and we get on well, so I don't hold anything against Greg. In fact, I have a lot of time for him and I wish him well.
The Betfred Bull supporters group have raised £1,000, John. The club are going to be selling raffle tickets, signed shirts as gifts to help Greg and his wife. That's great.
It's what you expect, isn't it? I mean, the Rugby League family look after each other, and I think the Betfred Bulls fans have been renowned for, you know, their generosity towards the club, as well as towards, you know, welfare cases such as Rosie, Greg's wife. So yeah, it doesn't surprise me, and it's part of the Rugby League family, and it's specifically as well part of the Betfred Bulls psyche.
Leigh, they don't just have Greg McNally, they've got Liam Hood, Luke Douglas, James Bentley, Danny Richardson, Ian Thornley, Martin Ridyard. It's going to be another formidable challenge.
Oh, you've done well there, you've named them, yeah. So yeah, it is. I mean, their half-back pairing is exceptionally good. I mean, Martin Ridyard's renowned as an elite championship player, and he brings a lot to Leigh because he loves the club. Richardson, obviously, well, young player of the year, wasn't it, last year in Super League, so he ain't a bad player. You know, and obviously Centels will be keeping an eye on him. And then Liam Hood goes there, and last week they had Aaron Smith, who was James Roby's deputy, playing for them, and they were keeping Mickey Hyam out, so he can't be a bad player. And like you say, James Bentley, Luke Douglas, you know, the prop forward. So yeah, they're a good team. They're one of the Championship elite, there's no doubt about that, and it'll be a formidable task. And we're used to formidable tasks. I mean, that's what you get in this division, and we've just got to keep working hard and working smartly and attempting to come up with the right performance and the right result as well, because the performance won't far away against Widnes, and the result won't far away either.
Just going to say on that performance against Widnes, John, it certainly proved that when the side want to, they can match anyone in the league.
Yeah, well, I think we've proved that before. You know, I mean, to lose was the biggest losing margin we've had is 14 points. That's the top and bottom of it. So I keep saying we're not getting walloped, but we need to start turning these small margins in our favour. I thought we had on Sunday, but you know, in the fullness of time, it appears we haven't. So we've got to look forward, and looking forward, it's Leigh, and Leigh will be a tough challenge. And you know, like York bet them 9-8, I'd settle for that as well. Or if it's 109-8, I'd settle for that as well. It's just the win that we want. Players back:
Jake Webster, Jordan Lilly.
Jake Webster's certainly back, yeah, which is a big boost, because Jake's a leader within our group and is a great physical presence that the other players feed off. Jordan Lilly, we don't know. It was a pretty bad dead leg. Our physio's working really hard. We're doing everything possible to get him back. So we don't know, is the honest answer. We'll probably know at the team runs 11 while 12 on Saturday, so I'll probably be able to tell you at 12:30, but I'm not going to, because I don't want you blabbing it all over the media. So that's when we'll know.
Obviously, Jake Webster coming back, a bit of a selection headache, knowing that the side performed so well against Widnes.
Well, no, it's not a selection headache when you've got one of your natural leaders and you've got one of the main physical presences there. He goes in the team, and that's top and bottom of it. Where we put him is a matter for debate, and you know what the main benefited bit to the team is a matter for debate. But Jake will be playing, believe you me. So you know he's going to be in there, and so the other lads might be looking over the shoulder, but he'll be playing.
And if Jordan isn't past fit John, then we've just seen Elliot Mincello and Mary Wildy and some great attacking options Sunday.
I mean, the shape was really good. I mean, we got 2 tries that were down the right hand side that I thought were really well worked. I mean, they really were, and that was mainly through Elliot. You know, he took the ball to the line in one and put Conor Farrell through a gap, and then in another he hit Brandon Pickersgill, and he was able to pick David Foggin Johnson out who scored. So yeah, he was squaring up the defenders, and he was engaging defenders, and he was making the right pass selection as well. And it just shows what a good player he is. You know, to be able to be a workaholic edge second rower, or a ball playing 13, or a ball playing half back, it shows what a good player the kid is. And I thought his goal kicking were all right as well. So you know, there's lots of positives to take from last week. But obviously the biggest negative was the fact we didn't get the 2 points.
The fact you conceded 12 points early doors, is that something that you focused on this week? Faster start? It's
something we're concerned about. Well, we focused on a faster start last week, but it didn't work, obviously, did it? Because they came out. I mean, we'd spoke about Featherstone and Widnes, and I believe Widnes was 28-0 up at half time in that game, and they came out of the blocks like a house on fire there. We wanted to neutralise that, but we didn't manage to. And perhaps if we had neutralised it, we might have been looking at a different outcome. But so it's something we've got to learn and take on board, and we can't get caught cold again.
In terms of players coming back, Dane Chisholm, Joe Keys, do we have an update on them? I know Dane put something on Twitter during the week that is 2 to 3 weeks away. Yeah, well,
that's pretty accurate. Yeah, and Joe Keys is still under the consultant, so Joe won't be featuring either. So you know, we're doing it tough, but you know, we've accepted that, and we felt we'd made contingency plans, and I think we have, with the size of the squad, the quality of the squad. But it's tested at the minute, but I think they're answering it pretty well. Performance-wise, I've been delighted with the majority of performances, but we'd like more wins, and that's, I think any coach would tell you that. You know, even Brian McDermott at Toronto, he'd probably like more wins. But you know, we'll keep working away, and we'll keep handling this adversity, and then eventually we'll come through the other side.
I know you don't like focusing on individual players, John, but you look at Ross Oakes. He didn't play many games in League One last year. How have you helped him through the difficulties to turn it around, because he's like a brand new player in 2019?
I would agree with you totally. Yeah. I mean, it's all clicked. To tell you the truth, it's all clicked. All the things we're speaking to him about, all the things we're practicing, it was as if, I don't know if he's had an epiphany or whatever he's done, but my word, we'll take it for all the players if that's the case. But it's looked really good. I agree with you totally. He's been one of the stars of this season. It really has. And we've stepped up a level, and he looks like he's been at this level all his life, you know, so I'm absolutely delighted for him. He did it tough last year, and it just shows, like we said, handle adversity and you come through better ultimately. Ross Oakes is doing that. We need to do that as a team.
And Conor Farrell as well, John. I think he made 40 odd tackles, no misses. That's immense. That defence kept you in that game against Widnes.
Well, that's what we expect. I mean, you know, I'm sure people think we just sign players on a whim, but believe you me, we looked at his performances, we looked at his stats, and we knew exactly what he'd bring to us, and that's what we expect. 40 tackles, Conor, no misses, and a nice little meat pie as well. So if he keeps that up, we'll be happy with him.
Touched upon the reserves, 44-6 on Wednesday, John. A lot of positives from that performance. Any players potentially doing enough to put them in the window for the game against Keighley?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I thought Dalton Grant looked very sharp and strong, which is something we're really pleased about, considering Jai Hitchcock's situation. So that was a positive. I thought Ash Gibson played really well, you know, so he's made me think as well. The only problem Ash has got is Jake Webster, Rhys Evans and Ross Oakes, but you know, that's good. And I thought John Magrin came through well, and young Doyley showed good stuff, and Steve out at fullback. So loads and loads of positive things, and I thought young Gallagher in the second row, I mean, I thought he was probably the star of the night. and he's a man who's under 19 years of age and playing as well as that. So there's certainly more positives than negatives, and I was delighted with the event as a whole. There were a fair old crowd, they were royally entertained, and all the players, I think, got something out of that in that performance last night.
And now that the reserve season has finally started after the postponement against Wakefield, does that help in keeping everybody happy now that there's going to be regular game time?
Well, I think you saw last night the joy of playing, and there were so many lads who were, I think they were sick of training with no end product, and there was an end product last night, and the end product was playing a game of rugby league, and they absolutely loved it. You could see the enjoyment coursing through their veins, and you could see the quality in performance as well because of that. So yeah, it was a success, and yeah, we're hoping to continue it.
And last week, John, we focused on the positives about the defence. Another one that's glaringly obvious is that you've had numerous players, because of the adversity with suspension and injuries, that have had to slot into positions that they don't normally play in, and they've still performed well.
They have, yeah, and you know, that versatility has been a plus point, and you know, I'm looking forward to the time when we've got them all back and we can play where they should be played, so you know, that'll be even better. But yeah, it helps them learn the game, and it helps them become better players. And I keep saying it, you know, we've got to stand tough, stand strong, come through the other side, and it ain't easy when you're going through it. It's hard work, and it's hard for the players, it's hard for the coaches, it's hard for the fans, but we've just got to stay strong and make sure we come through the other side, and then when we come through the other side we benefit from this.